This is the plaintiff, Lisette Braylow. She says she purchased a pair of custom shoes from the defendant, and when she received them, they were too small. The defendant made another pair for her, but they were too big. When she complained, the hot-headed defendant went off on her, refuses to return her money, and she's suing him here and now for the $648 she's owed. This is the defendant, Olivier Rabath. He says he makes custom one-of-a-kind shoes and made the nasty plaintiff 2 pairs of shoes. Tried very hard to make her happy, but soon learned nothing will please her. He's not a store, he's an artist, and says the plaintiff's just a lonely person who needs some love, but owe her a refund? He thinks not. He's accused of having no soul.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated, come to order, please. It's the new shoes. Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Douglas. Lisette Braylow?
Yes.
You are suing Olivier Rabath and Olivier Rabath Associates Incorporated, your business, for $648 that you say he needs to return to you for breaching a contract to custom make some shoes for you. All
Correct.
right, tell me what happened.
Well, in February, I went to the big American Craft Council show in Baltimore, and I saw these really cool shoes, and I stopped to talk with the artist, Mr. Rabath. And
I noticed that you're from New York. Did you just happen to be in Baltimore, or do you actually?
I'm from Philadelphia, and I usually go to that show because it's quite a big one.
Okay.
And I'm interested in craft.
Now, how does it work? There's different booths set up?
Yes.
Okay, and
So
what is your art?
My art is making shoes, but basically I promote my art to promote my school. I'm a teacher, and I teach people how to make boots.
Okay.
And the way to promote my school is to show my art.
Okay.
I'm an artist selected by the Smithsonian Museum, so I'm representing.
By the Smithsonian Museum?
Yes.
Okay, how were you selected by the Smithsonian Museum?
Because you present yourself by the jury, and you got a select of 120 artists, selected on over 15,000.
Okay. So you see a pair of boots that catch your eye?
Yes.
All right. And could you describe the boots for me?
I have them with me.
Well, that would be even better. So,
You can see they're quite interesting and beautiful.
yeah, can you send one of those up here so I can see it better? Okay. So these are handmade,
Yes.
and these are, I guess, like flames, or?
Yes.
Okay. So you see these and you want them.
Yes.
And the price is?
$590.
Okay. And?
So I ordered a pair of shoes.
Okay.
And so he traced my foot. He took a tracing of my foot in his notebook, and he measured the top of the feet, I guess to see how tall they needed to be.
Right.
And told me it would be 8 to 12 weeks.
So what's the day that you pay?
February 22nd.
Okay, that's at the craft show.
Yeah, and I
right.
actually have his the receipt here from
May I see it?
having
All right.
purchased
And then,
them.
so what happens?
So after 8 weeks, I called, and he said they weren't ready yet, and reminded me he had said 8 to 12 weeks,
Okay.
which was all right. So then at about 13 weeks, I called him again, and they weren't quite ready yet. But he called me and said they'd be ready at the end of May, and I decided to have him ship them to me. And he asked me to pay shipping costs of $35, which I did. I sent him a check right away.
All right. So bottom line is there was a delay of how long at that point?
Another 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then about a week later, I got the shoes, but they didn't fit. I couldn't put my
So
foot
when you
into
finally
them.
got the shoes, it was week what?
Oh, it was week about 15,
Okay.
16.
So you got the shoes and what happened?
So they didn't fit.
They were too?
Small.
Okay.
I couldn't put my foot into them. So I called him right away and sent him an email, and he said, "Oh, I must have sent you the pair I made for someone else and sent her your pair." So I shipped them back the same day. I sent them at my expense, and he sent me an email saying that he would pay for that shipping, which he hasn't. So another 4 weeks goes by. So now, we're about 20 weeks since I had ordered them. So finally, he sends me another pair of shoes, and they're too big. I walked out of them. I couldn't,
You're like Goldilocks. All right, so they're too big, and
So I sent those back also and asked him to make a pair that fit me, since he had taken the tracing of my foot and measured my
wait,
foot.
and when you sent those back, did you
Well-
incur another shipping charge?
I ended up sending them to a friend of mine. She
Okay.
had an appointment near where his space is, and she would return them in person, which she did. But
And what was the plan at that point?
well, she was hoping he would give her a refund since they didn't fit, and he did not do that. And she got into some words, but I can't have her here today to tell
Why
you that.
isn't she here today?
She has a job that precluded her being here today.
So then you communicate with him through email and tell him what?
I said, okay, you have my money. Where are my shoes? Well, after several weeks, like week 23 or 24,
You received the third and final
This
pair,
is
which
the
is the ones
third
you're just showing me.
pair.
And what's wrong with these?
if
How
I
did
may
it? Yeah,
sit
please
down to show.
try them on, Cinderella. We went from Goldilocks to Cinderella.
This is as far as I can get. It's too tight right here, and I can't get my foot into it.
Okay. Can you put your foot down and?
No. I've tried.
No.
believe me.
Yeah.
They just won't go.
It's in there.
I mean, I
Okay.
could stand up and try. But
No, that's all right. I don't want you to hurt
good.
yourself.
Right,
All
step
right.
back.
Yes.
So let's talk.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. She paid you $590
Mm-hmm.
for the custom made shoes.
Yes.
And
One
the
of-
first thing that goes wrong is you switch who they go to?
Here, it's too simple. I make a mistake by shipping the wrong orders to her.
The other customer was in LA.
Yes.
They got her shoes, she got the other customer's
Yes,
shoes.
so the time...
She sent the shoes right away. The LA customer waited how long?
Yes, take like maybe 2 weeks. I couldn't push the person. It's not her mistake. So she ship it as she can. I ship it to her. The thing is, from the very beginning, I think we start from the wrong foot here. I am not a shoe store.
No pun intended. You're not a shoe store.
I am not a shoe store. I'm one-of-a-kind shoes. Custom-made shoes is $2,000. That's the cost of any custom-made shoes. Basically, one-of-a-kind shoes doesn't even have a cost. One-of-a-kind shoes, there's only one shoes, you have it. Nobody else have that shoes. How much it costs? What price
Oh,
you
but
can...
lots of people have this shoe because you make it for a lot of people. It's not one of a kind. I mean, we know that the California person got it, so, right.
I have none, these details exactly like this one. It's every time one of a kind, and I do it myself. I don't have one single helper, which show you the guarantee is all done by my hand.
The problem is they
when
don't
it's so
fit.
large, okay? You need to make a fitting, like normal. Don't send me your friends.
Okay, let's
Okay.
talk about that. So she sends the friend.
The friends to what? To my people send you to you people. So I had this poor lady who got terrified by her, and she came to exchange the shoes and to see what can I do. So I say, she's not here. How can I fit? How can I change something? So I offer.
What I don't understand is if the shoes didn't fit, why didn't you just weren't going to a second fitting? You just weren't going to do it.
Well,
Never fitting.
No one suggested a
Well, no,
fitting.
you have feet and a brain, and you know that if they're too big, you're just going to trust them to make them small enough.
Well-
It turned out, how'd that work out for you? Not very well,
Well,
right? Because then he made him too small. That's your complaint. So that was pretty predictable. Why did you send your friend instead of you going? Wouldn't it have made more sense for you to go to get the problem solved with your feet attached to your ankles? That way he could see them.
Perhaps so. He didn't suggest that, and he had the tracing of my foot that he had taken.
Okay.
I mean, he
so,
drew
and
it.
then when she sends her friend, your response to that is to actually make them smaller. Your response isn't, no, I need to see her. She needs to come and see me for a fitting.
Well, I understood why she couldn't come, and apparently her friend tried to find solutions to cool her down. That's it. So I have this person.
What was her friend what solution was her friend finding?
Try to find solutions to cool Lisette down. So I look at her and say, well, since she's not here, I can do a rectification, provide 2 insoles in order for you to use the shoes. I tried to find the solutions. She preferred to call Lisette to be sure. Lisette said, no, I don't want to rectify these shoes. I want a new pair. Okay, straight, another pair. So I say, well, it's a lot of work. But I see the person determined, I want to get rid of this situation. You have sometimes one, and when you go public, you have to deal with public. And sometimes you have one, and 400 super cool. So, you have to deal and be flexible. Sometimes people are very complicated. And you have
some
to
people are super complicated. They want shoes that fit.
Oh, yeah, for instance. So I offer, so you make another one. And so she asked, what rectifications over the phone? So I take away all my responsibility.
Well, yeah, you do and you don't. Because what you do is you undertake to make the rectifications over the phone. You're making fun of her for doing it, and I've given her grief. Now it's my turn to give you your grief. Why do you go ahead and do the rectifications?
Because I don't want to discuss. She's
fine. So once you undertake to do them, what is it you do? Did you make her a new pair?
Yes, and I sent it
out of the same shoes.
I took the old one, bigger. I use the same leather, and I make it smaller. I make a 1/4 inches all around, like she asked.
So now, as it turns out, that rectification that you undertook to go ahead and make over the phone didn't work. Because I made her shove her foot in there, and I pushed her foot like I didn't. We weren't going to play around. You saw me down there on my knees.
I am sure.
Very ungraceful.
I don't even have
I was trying to make sure. So the shoes don't fit.
Sure.
Now what? Now too bad for her?
Yes, because when you're better than me, and you know more than me, and I follow your order, I ask you to come, because it's harder to send me your friend instead of you. When you want to be served well, do you care?
Can I ask you a question? Normally, when you make a pair of shoes for somebody, does it fit right off the bat?
Not necessarily. Sometimes.
So sometimes people come for another fitting?
Yes, absolutely. Like clothes, it's nothing new. It's not a shopping mall. It's a one of a kind. You have things that are all done by artists. And she sent me an email. She wrote it. I hate ordering from artists, and you're one of them. So why you keep coming back?
That's true.
Why you hate them? Why you keep
your emails?
You
I have
need
to say.
control. So I rectify. I say, okay, leave the shoes, and I accept to make a second pair. Okay, second pair, $600. It's a lot of work.
Then don't do it. Tell her I am happy to change these to fit what you want, but you got to come in.
I want to get rid of the situation.
Yeah, but that didn't work out because now, where are we now? If the shoe doesn't fit, you must have quit. I got a problem. She paid $600 for shoes and she doesn't have them.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Why would somebody make custom boots when there are thousands of boots out there at any store you go to?
To be exclusive.
What does that mean?
Different.
So you put on the heel, exclusive.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, for sure. And women are like that. They want to be different from other women.
Is she making a point? You buying this?
I buy it.
Really?
Yeah. Because for women, you do want to be exclusive and you want to be different. So it makes sense.
Is anybody going to know you had these made, seriously?
No. But
let's stop at no, because I like no going inside the courtroom.
I understand what you're saying. You are an artist, but you are an artist who has chosen to make a business. And when you choose to make a business, you are bound. I don't care how creative you are. I don't care how good an artist you are. You are bound. You are bound by the same rules of contracts as every other person. Whether you are a multi-billion-dollar shoe corporation or an artisan who makes one-of-a-kind shoes over and over again of the same style. That either way, no matter which you are, they're still bespoke shoes. I understand that. I understand that you feel she was impolite in her emails to you and a little curt. But the bottom line is, when you tell a customer it'll be 8 to 12 weeks, you got to abide by what you said. When you tell a customer, I'm going to make you shoes for your feet, you got to abide by what you said.
Yeah,
and stop. And if the customer sends her friend to surprise you and say, here are the shoes, make them fit, then you just tell the customer, I'm not going to do it. We're already having a problem, obviously. But when you undertake to make them smaller, you create a new contract. And now I'm in week 23, and what am I supposed to do?
Now, my question is, when her friend came with her shoes with too large, what was supposed to be my reaction? Because she wanted to find a solution.
I'm going to tell you exactly what your reaction is, because it needs to be your reaction the next time. I can't undertake to make new shoes if I don't know what the problem is. Tell your friend she needs to come with the shoes. Have a wonderful day. That's it. That's what your reaction should be. But when you say, oh, no problem, I'm going to take care of it, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, then you got to do this and do that. When you say it's 8 to 12 weeks, you got to take 8 to 12 weeks. It's business, okay? And I see absolutely no reason why you wouldn't. That's why they were so concerned about the shipping charges, because she ended up having to pay a shipping charge for your mistake. But based on what I am hearing, first of all, hand me the shoes. The shoes go back to you, and I am going to order you to return the amount she paid you for the shoes and the 2 shipping charges for a sum total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the $648. Those shoes go to him.
Well, the artiste is here with the shoes.
Yes.
You got your shoes back.
Yes.
What's your reaction to the verdict from the judge?
Well, I think she's absolutely right about the concept of making business and make it very clear. I should be more clear also with the customer.
So you're a great artist, but how are you as a businessman?
I'm also a very good businessman since I teach people how to make shoes completely. But I cannot satisfy everybody, and I'm not a shoe store, absolutely not.
What are you going to do with these shoes now?
Well, here I will probably find somebody very happy to have it.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Head right down that way. All right, so step on in here. I'm satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Don't you want those boots? You
I
love them.
wanted them very much, and if they had fit, I would have told everyone I knew where I got them and who made them, and maybe they would have bought more, but unfortunately.
Were you surprised that 8 to 12 weeks means you get an email maybe in the 12th week?
Well, I have worked with artists before, and 12 weeks could mean 12 or 14, but not, I mean, now it's 8 months.
You got good shoes on? Okay.
Yes.
You got enough good shoes? Harvey?
Okay, a little tip here. Even though the plaintiff won this case because the defendant didn't produce in the right period of time, put these magic words in a contract. Time is of the essence. Those are magic words that give you the right to have things done when they're promised to be done. And that will do it for this case of litigants. For the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.